Yep. You're listening to Business Podcasting Made Easy, the influencers formula, where you get a roadmap to instant authority and thought leadership with a podcast that you're proud of. And you're listening on the IBGR radio network. This is episode 47. Today, we're talking about producing a commercial for your podcast. I'm Donna Cundy, co-founder of the IBGR network, global radio authority and podcast expert, and the producer of over 14,000 podcasts.
And I'm Ben Joy, a three-time international best-selling author with teachings that reach more than 50,000 people worldwide. And thanks to Donna and IBGR, I am a podcast host and international radio host as well, right? And what we are doing with me is what we are showing you how to do to help you get your podcast done, your business podcast done 13 minutes at a time in just 13 weeks. So remember, you can easily follow the plan at influencersformula.com. And when you're ready for some extra help from us, visit us at ibgr.info and set up a call to chat with Donna. Because Brian Chesky, who is co-founder of Airbnb, said something that I absolutely love, Donna. He said, build something 100 people love, not something 1 million people kind of like.
Yeah, it's a great quote. Why do you like that one, Ben?
Because I've come to understand that, well, come to understand many things, I hope, but one of them is, chasing mediocre outcomes is not joyous and doesn't serve me or the people that I'm serving, right? But if I can have 100 people who love the crap out of me, right, then I can rely on them to attract the people that I want to attract, right? I don't need to worry about the million. I just need to worry about, I just need to put my emphasis and focus and service on those 100 people, because each of them tells their friend, and just like that Breck commercial, and so on and so on and so on, right?
Yep.
And that's how we make big rippling impact with, audiences who love us more than they can stand.
I absolutely love the way that you went into detail on that quote, because it's 100% true. And it goes back to some of our earlier episodes on listenership. Who is your ideal listener? And there's so many podcasters that I work with that don't want to commit or have no idea, because they're afraid that they're gonna lose out. Like, if I just talk to one type of person, what about all the other ones that I'm gonna miss out on? And there's that saying in marketing that if you're trying to talk to everyone, you're talking to no one.
Exactly.
And that's why we say business podcasting made easy, right?
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that too, because I think a lot of folks like us who are mission-driven, purpose-driven, make a difference in the world kind of people, right? Our stuff can help just about everybody, legitimately. Like, it can help everybody, but it will help no one if we do our marketing thinking that it's going to go to everyone. And I'm totally repeating what you just said, because that's how important this is, right? And ego can sometimes get wrapped up in the desire to serve, right? And it's just like, okay, take a step back, right? Check the ego at the door. We all have our egos, right? And realize that you're going to be so much more effective with so much more focus and alignment.
Yes, thank you. And bringing the ego back into play, there's a lot of podcasters that I work with that will never create a commercial because I don't know what to say. I don't know who to say it to. All of these I don't knows keeps them from, it's just 30 or 60 seconds. It's not very long, but you can really become that person worth listening to by taking your show's introduction or an offer, and you turn it into 30 or 60-second commercial. You're opening your podcast. Every episode you're opening with your promise. What if you turned that into a commercial and you went back to some of the internet radio stations that you had been researching, and you talk about, well, what would it cost to market my commercial on there for your offer? It can be about your podcast or about your product or service that you're offering for your commercial. And you just think of those possibilities that this small little 30 to 60-second commercial could offer. So I ask you to just get that ego out of the way a little bit and talk to a person that you want to work with and make an offer, because you can serve them, you can help them.
Absolutely, absolutely right. Because it's not about you, right? It's not about us, it's not about Donna, it's not about Ben, right? It's about the people that we serve. right? So how are we going to best serve them by telling them actually how their lives and businesses can be transformed by what we offer, right? Not from a place of ego, but from a place of description, observation, and showing them, hey, look, this is what I do. This is how I do it. Does that make sense for you? Yes, it does. Great. Let's go hang out. Right. That's it. And if somebody says, no, it doesn't make sense for me, great. Thank you for listening. Right. There's going to be somebody else out there, because there's always someone else out there.
Yeah. 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 You've already done the work. You've already done the work. So why not just produce it in a commercial? And there can be music or not music with it. But you've already done the work. That's the thing. You've put together your promise. You have an offer. I'm sure you do. And then check your downloads, see what's resonating with your listenership, and put some words together. You know what people want. Put that wisdom to create a commercial that's either info based or offer based. And then you have something to do the marketing for you in your voice without having to be there. And it can be on a radio station, or many of the podcast platforms allow you to do what's called an intro or an outro, where you can upload an MP3 and it'll automatically play in your podcast. So you can change it up as many times as you want to. But it's definitely worth doing one of these. And Ben, if it's okay, I want to play the commercial that we have running on our station that you did. Is that all right if we do that?
It's my very first radio commercial.
Yay. So here's what a commercial could sound like. This is a 60-second commercial. Just to get the creative juices rolling for you. You know that Ben's a book coach. You know that it's influenced with a heart. And here's how Ben put it together. It's brilliant.
Did you know you can get your book done in just 5 weeks? And on top of that, you can get clients and partners even before your book is finished. Hi, I'm 3-time international best-selling author Ben Joya, and I invite you to listen up, because if you want to attract 5-figure speaking fees, 6-figure consulting, or a steady stream of clients and partners, you need your book done. If you want to sell your book in more than 40,000 bookstores worldwide, you need your book done. And if you want to stand out as a unique expert, authority, or thought leader, well, you get the picture. Now, imagine what happens when you have more of the right clients and partners. Imagine what that means for your business and for your life. And imagine the impact that you're making in the world, all thanks to a book that you're proud of. So what are you waiting for? Visit bookprofitimpact.com right now. That's bookprofitimpact.com.
Yeah. That's so well done. That is so well done. Ben, do you want to tell our listeners a little bit on how you did that, how you put that all together?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I followed the roadmap. I did what Donna says, right? And, I thought about what are the things that my people are most interested in. So I made that commercial before we had started recording this podcast together, right? So I wasn't able to do it based on downloads or anything like that, but I've talked to enough of my potential clients, potential strategic partners, past clients, et cetera. And I know what they want. I know what their biggest challenges are. And I just went back through that and I thought about, well, what do I offer in my mastermind, right? I offer book writing. I offer all-inclusive publishing, right? I offer business development. I offer scaled outreach for client attraction and partner attraction. So I thought of all those things and lined them up with what people talked about, are their biggest challenges, one of them being time, right? So I focused right at the beginning. You can get your book done in as little as 5 weeks. So I just kept matching those things up. I followed the guidelines from Bill Eastman, right? Who's the programming director, is that what, and co-founder of IBGR. And he told me how to actually construct the commercial, right? So I went tightly with the word count and I kept practicing. And it was, I was mostly saying things that I already knew how to say because I've said them hundreds, if not thousands of times. And it was just woven together in a little bit tighter space. And then I handed it over to you, handed over the recording, and then you all made the magic happen by adding some wonderful music and, put it up for 183 countries to hear. which is pretty
That's
cool.
right. Yeah. And it runs on the station over and over and over. But that's a great walkthrough. Thank you for sharing your experience with listeners, because it can feel like, oh my gosh, a commercial. What do I do? How do I do it? Well, at this point, you're already comfortable behind a microphone because you're doing your podcast, you're getting your voice, and you don't really want to change it. If you notice, it was still the same Ben Joya. They're just putting an offer out there to serve people, to serve listeners, and let them make a decision.
Exactly, exactly. So, hey, if you haven't done this already, figure out what you're going to do as far as a commercial goes. Like, choose a basis, think about where you're going to run it. If it's your show, if it's someone else's show, if it's a combination of both, create that script based on the appropriate word count, with which Donna and Bill at IBGR can help you with, and record it, right? Add music if you want. You don't have to, but there is a lot of license free,
Royalty free. Yeah.
royalty free, thank you, royalty free music out there. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to the show at influencersformula.com, not just for this episode, but for the whole roadmap for making your business podcast into a reality, because you want to, and everybody's doing it, and it'll make you feel good. No, peer pressure. No peer pressure at all. But
no pressure.
we are here to support you. So do reach out to us at ibgr.info, and we will help you to make it happen. So Donna, anything else as we wrap up our episode today?
Just that you've mentioned the commercial guide several times, and we will make that available to any of our listeners who are interested in that. So ibgr.info is the way to get a hold of that right now. If you want some help creating a commercial, it's definitely worth it to do one. It doesn't take that much to do. It's only 30 or 60 seconds. So go ahead and take that deep breath, sit behind the microphone, and record your commercial. You've been listening to Business Podcasting Made Easy, the Influencers Formula, episode 47, producing a commercial for your podcast. You're listening either on the IBGR network or your favorite podcast platform. I'm Donna Cundy.
And I'm Ben Joya. Thank you for listening.
We'll be back soon. One more.